From the Media Innovation Center, welcome to the spring premiere of OWTV News. It's February, and this year, that means 29 days of Black history. See how the Old Westbury community celebrated African American culture. The deadly coronavirus reaches epidemic levels worldwide. Old Westbury health officials have information on how you can stay healthy. Say no to the party ban. Student leaders hold a protest to fight for the right to party. Trump impeachment. Old Westbury students weigh in on the political debate in Washington. Facts on faculty. Newly acting Dean Amanda Friskin talks about her new role in the School of Arts and Sciences. OWTV News is at the Art Gallery's newest all-faculty show. Love's in the air. We catch up with students for a little Valentine trivia. And finally, Mamba Forever. OWTV News remembers the late Kobe Bryant and takes a look at his legacy. Good afternoon, and welcome to OWTV News. I'm Diana Pignatelli.
And I'm Naila Allen. Today we start with some breaking national news.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has a commanding lead over his rivals in Wisconsin's Democratic primary race after strong performances in early voting states, according to a new statewide poll. The Wisconsin poll also shows a decline in support for former Vice President Joe Biden and an upswing for the newcomer to the race, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Sanders, who won the state's 2016 presidential primary, was the top choice for 30% of registered voters intending to vote in the Democratic primary on April 7th. Despite Sanders' position in the primary, he doesn't fare much better in the general election than the other Democratic contenders, who each have slight leads over President Donald Trump in a hypothetical matchup. Naila?
5 people are dead after a deadly shooting at Molson Coors Brewery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The 51-year-old gunman killed himself after opening fire at the brewery and killing 4 others yesterday. Police have confirmed he was also a company employee but are investigating what motivated his actions. This is Wisconsin's 11th mass shooting since 2004 and the first to have over 4 fatalities this year. Milwaukee's mayor called the incident a tragic day for his city. Diana?
The Democratic presidential contenders face off Tuesday in South Carolina in the final debate before that state's primary Saturday and Super Tuesday in 1 week. Former Vice President Joe Biden is the leading candidate in South Carolina. Biden had some good moments, including his appeals to Black voters. He noted his work to secure funding for Charleston's port, and he talked about gentrification in a way we haven't heard much in this nominating contest so far. When asked whether he would press on if he didn't win this state, he said he would win. Naila?
Mogul Jay-Z and rapper Yo Gotti are protesting the inhumane and dangerous conditions that prisoners are experiencing at the Mississippi State Prison. Inmates have had to treat themselves medically, inserting their own catheters, treating their own stab wounds, and suffering seizures without medication. In support, the rappers have helped file a lawsuit against the prison.
The Panther men's and women's basketball teams made it to the quarterfinals of the Skyline Conference Championship. Both teams had games on Tuesday, February 25th, but unfortunately both were eliminated. We're all bummed. OWTV News senior sports reporter will have more on this story later in sports. Naila?
SUNY Westbury is being recognized once again as the 2019 Tree Campus by the Arbor Day Foundation. This is the school's 4th consecutive year being honored with the title. President Dr. Calvin O. Butts said that providing for students a campus that appreciates and protects its surroundings is an important element of our campus's operations. By implementing a tree advisory committee and different conservation projects, Old Westbury has always committed itself with conserving our 604 acres of land to ensure a cleaner and purer environment. Diana?
For students who want to earn a master's degree fully online, they now can at Old Westbury. The business school offers online program mirrors the successful graduate accounting degree offered in a traditional classroom format. The program is offered in tracks for those with an undergraduate degree in accounting and those without. The online MS in accounting degree is recognized and registered by the New York State Education Department as satisfying the 150 credit hour requirement and also as qualification for a 1-year work experience requirement relating to CPA licensure. Naila?
SUNY Westbury's own Dr. Jingyi Song of the History and Philosophy Department recently published a new book, Denver's Chinatown, 1875 to 1900, Gone but Not Forgotten. This book is the product of Dr. Song's research and personal experience that covers how race, politics, economics, and class influenced Denver's earliest Chinese settlers. Diana?
Some people argue that February is too short of a month to celebrate so much Black history, but students at Old Westbury always pack the month with various fun and memorable events. Nina Crawford has the story with additional reporting by Amber Green.
It's Black History Month, and here at SUNY Westbury, students and faculty can always expect events that represent Black culture and its excellence. The highlight of Black Student Union's celebration of Black History Week was the annual Apollo Night, where many Old Westbury students showcased their talents. OWTV caught up with some of the night's performers who look forward to the event.
Let 'em know I'm coming for this spot now. Hey, hi, so you know I black wild. Any chick in my lane getting knocked down.
I've been doing this since I was a freshman. I feel like Apollo Night is a great way to bring young artists out, especially in the Old West community.
Be nervous. You go up, you do what you do, and you never know if you don't try.
Another great event was a Trap and Paint, where students unleashed their inner Basquiats while enjoying food, trap music, and each other for inspiration.
Black History Month is celebrating the Black culture, the Black people. We do a lot, so we focus on that throughout the month.
SGA held their own events, including a special viewing of Queen and Slim. The movie raises important questions and themes regarding race, law enforcement, and the justice system.
Criminal justice system in America, activism, protesting, gun violence, the corrupt justice system. So it's a bunch of underlying messages, and I feel like people should really honestly be aware and know about what's going on in America.
The English department invited well-known poet Terrence Hayes to read excerpts from his book, American Sonnets for My Past and Future Assassin, and to speak on issues involving race, equality, and politics amid the current state of the country.
I'm a poet who's just trying to write, and I feel like right now the volume of media, the volume of politics means that we all have to confront it on some level, and I choose to confront him through poems. So inspire, confrontation, and then other kinds of ways of just thinking about, what it is to be in America right now.
All of these events this month centered around Black culture past and present, making for a memorable and inspiring Black History Month here at SUNY Old Westbury. Nina Crawford, and this is OWTV News.
The coronavirus has arrived in the U.S., and health officials are warning that the number of people infected could surge. Yesterday, the latest person to contract the virus was diagnosed in San Francisco, California. The medical staff at SUNY College at Old Westbury are sharing facts on the virus and how to protect yourself. Brianna Nibbs reports.
The coronavirus is a large group of viruses that can cause respiratory illnesses ranging from a common cold to severe diseases. Recently, the 2019 novel coronavirus was developed and first detected in Wuhan, China. There have been at least 70,000 confirmed cases and 2,000 deaths, according to the World Health Organization. The virus has spread to 32 other countries, including 7 recent deaths in Italy and 15 cases in the U.S. Anna Sabano, a registered nurse at Student Health Center, says there are symptoms students should look out for and then get checked out.
It's a combination of respiratory problems with fever, right? So you have to have a combination of the two. So things like cough, shortness of breath, fever, runny nose, sore throat, headache, a really, really bad flu.
But health officials, including Nurse Sabano, says there are ways to minimize chances of contracting corona and most viruses.
So we want to wash our hands with warm soapy water for more than 20 seconds. Cover your nose and mouth when you're coughing and sneezing. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with an unwashed hand. And avoid contact with those who are sick at the moment.
The SUNY Old Westbury Health Center follows CDC guidelines if a student shows symptoms of coronavirus.
If we are presented with a student that has symptoms and the travel history is a match for what they're looking for, we have to call the local health department, and we are given instructions right there and then on what to do in that particular instance. It's going to be different for everybody.
A vaccination for the coronavirus is currently in the works, but has not been approved yet.
Right, we have to make sure it works, it's safe, and it's going to be effective for people. So, you know, it's going to take some time, unfortunately.
According to Old Westbury students, the health center seems to be ready for a possible crisis. Deandra, a bio major student, thinks the health center has been very helpful.
They've been helpful because they always tell me, you know, like always make sure you're cautious, always sanitize your hands, wash your hands, don't ever blow out into the open air coughing, don't ever do that because at the end of the day, that's how you spread germs.
Other students aren't that fearful of the coronavirus spreading on campus.
Not really. I know it's there, but I've been really worried about it.
Yes, like free masks around for people to wear. I think that's like about all they can really do.
From the Student Health Center, Brianna Nibbs, OWTV News.
Since the party ban was imposed on campus in the fall 2019 semester, SGA and CAB leadership have been eager to learn details on why. They tried again this month by holding a rally in administration. Michael Odamina has the story.
Last semester, there was a ban on all parties at Old Westbury. This was in response to alleged Title IX violations at events. The ban is still in play today and has a major effect on campus life and student morale.
So coming to school with no parties is kind of like a downgrade, even though the school is like, it could be so like fun, like it's local.
When people hear college, they automatically assume parties. So the fact that we don't have parties is just like, you know?
Frustrated students say that they are not being heard. They also don't know who in administration is behind the ban or when it will be lifted, if ever. SGA President Khalif Medalis led a protest on February 18th saying that they haven't been told the truth about the ban.
Over the break, the SGA found out through student affairs that Osama and Suzanne canceled parties. So, with that being said, we were lied to. The SGA sat with University Police and they told us that there were no reports regarding sexual harassment complaints regarding SGA-sponsored parties.
The SGA protest marched throughout the 4th floor, right past the president's office, determined to be heard.
It's definitely disappointing that we have like the whole school just giving us runarounds as to what's going on and everything. Disgusting, honestly, truly.
Administration was asked to comment but did not respond. And while many students want parties to return, others are concerned with the safety.
I feel like there's dangers with any college campus parties. Just across any kind of college campus. So I feel like, yeah, there are dangers. Like at times it could be dangerous for women. Sexual harassment is a big issue, and I feel like that is something that we should address. But that's with any college, and I feel like it's the duty for the administration to educate us and help us better coordinate ourselves.
What I don't understand is how people are willing to protest against not having parties but not see the bigger picture of what about the victims? The victims that were groped or touched at the party. No one seems to acknowledge that side of the story.
The SGA president says he has a plan to address both issues, a campaign called Party Smart.
In November of last year, SGA, we've been working hard to release the Party Smart campaign for January, which would have concluded by the end of February, and we was hoping and praying that parties would be restored by March.
But for now, the ban on parties at Old Westbury remains. This is Michael Odamina with OWTV News.
Now switching gears, we have Sean McCarron with the latest in news and entertainment.
Ben Affleck has broken his silence on why he recently turned down the role of Batman. Affleck told the New York Times he tried to direct a version of it and worked with a really good screenwriter, but it just couldn't come up with the version. After the troubled shoot of Justice League, Affleck started to lose interest in the role. At the time, Affleck was working on a Batman script, and his friend told him he would drink himself to death, so he stepped down from the role. In more Batman news, we got our first look at Robert Pattinson's Batman. Director Matt Reeves put out a short video on social media this past week showcasing the awesome new suit. The film opens June 25th, 2021. Nicki Minaj has her fans going crazy on social media. This after posting a video of herself on a plane with her husband holding her stomach. Frenzied fans believe the female rapper may be pregnant with her first child. Minaj hasn't commented on the social media speculation. Nick Cannon has announced that he doesn't believe in marriage anymore. After his divorce from Mariah Carey back in 2014, the single canon says he is trying to fix himself. Quote, "I'm trying to be the best me I can be, the best dad I can be, the best entrepreneur and young media mogul that I can be." Cannon co-parents with Mariah Carey, and the two have maintained a good relationship. Since the latest Mariah Carey news was back in December 2019 when she became the only solo artist to have 19 #1 hits, I'm just gonna tell you to listen to an underrated Mariah Carey song called "You're Mine Eternal." I love it. That's it for the entertainment news. I'm Sean McCarran. Nayila?
Thank you, Sean. Young people are not always vocal when it comes to politics. Monica Crespo hit the campus center to see if Old West students had an opinion on the historic impeachment trial of President Donald Trump.
On February 5, 2020, President Donald J. Trump was acquitted of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The two articles that the president was impeached on by the House led to only one Republican guilty vote from Mitt Romney of Utah in the Senate. Romney has been criticized for crossing party lines. Here at Old Westbury, we talked to students around campus to see how much attention they paid to impeachment proceedings.
First question is going to be, what do you know about impeachment?
I know that it's a process to get the president out of office, but I'm not exactly sure how it works.
To be honest, I don't know too much about impeachment. All I know is that Trump is involved.
Impeachment is when the president or congressman or woman is not doing constitutionally right and they're doing wrong by the people.
Why or why not should Trump be removed from office?
I think he should be removed from office because all his scandals.
He should, yeah, because he's racist. He doesn't really think about others. He thinks about himself. Everything's about himself.
Do you think this might affect his re-election?
Definitely, but I don't think it's going to stop him from getting reelected, sadly, because the impeachment trial has no witnesses.
Definitely is going to look bad for him, but at the same time, I know that there's still people in the country that believe he should be president, and so I'm sure that it won't matter to some people as well.
How do you guys feel that Trump got acquitted?
I feel like they should reevaluate their decisions.
I feel that if all the charges that were dropped and they had perfect reason for it, like actual evidence that was reasons to be dropped, then I guess it's fair.
I felt like the people that were accusing him didn't have enough evidence to go after him. It was, in my opinion at least, it was kind of like an emotional thing because they personally didn't like him.
I'm guessing you know who Mitt Romney is?
Yes.
Do you think he crossed party lines, yes or no?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Can you say why?
I think it's just illogical to not acquit him, genuinely.
If you know someone is doing something that that's morally wrong and ethically wrong, it's done. Take him out of office. That's ridiculous.
As you've seen, like our country's leaders, students here at Old Westbury have very different opinions on President Trump's impeachment and acquittal. Reporting from the Campus Center, I'm Monica Crespo. This is OWTV News.
This month's Facts on Faculty is on Amanda Friskin. OWTV news anchor Diana Pignatelli interviews Friskin on her recent promotion to acting dean of the School of Arts and Sciences.
This month's Facts on Faculty features new acting dean of Arts and Sciences, Amanda Friskin. Promoted just a month ago, we talked to Dean Friskin about her new role at Old Westbury.
It's a lot of fun. It's also slightly terrifying. I'm enjoying working with all the departments and figuring out curricular issues and helping students. It wasn't a goal of mine. I never thought of myself as doing administration. I was dubious at first, but I decided that it was a good thing to do, and I decided to jump on board.
Dean Friskin's career path was a surprise to her, given her personality.
I'm not an extrovert by nature, so teaching wasn't an obvious profession for me, but I love doing research and I love learning about things, and so gradually I moved into higher education, into a graduate program, and one thing led to another.
Dean Friskin is optimistic about the kind of impact she can have on the school.
Good things are on the horizon for School of Arts and Sciences. We have new degrees coming in or almost ready to come in. We are developing some conferences with national academic organizations.
Now that she is purely an administrator, Dean Friskin says the one thing she misses is teaching.
Yeah, I really miss teaching. It's interesting because it's just a really different rhythm of life. Teaching, you're kind of gearing up for these 90-minute presentations. It takes a lot of preparation, and then in the classroom it takes a lot of energy. But being an administrator, often I'm on my computer a lot, I'm in meetings a lot. It's much more sedentary. There's so much less interaction with students. I really miss the students. That said, I'm enjoying some of the work of being dean. It's really interesting.
If anyone talks to Dean Friskin, the first thing they will notice is how much he loves Old Westbury.
Old Westbury is the best place to go to college, and I really sincerely mean that. It's a great place to meet people. The students are fantastic. The faculty are really fantastic too. And it's just a place to meet people and interact with people that you might otherwise never meet. And I often think that the world comes together at Old Westbury. It's a special, special place.
I'm Diana Pignatelli for OWTV News. I loved having the chance to talk to her. We wish her luck. Now on to sports. OWTV News senior sports anchor Marvin Argueta joins us.
In Old Westbury sports news, as mentioned at the top of the show, the men's basketball season came to an end as they lose to Farmingdale State College 82-71 on February 25th. Senior Pedro Marquez scored a game-high 25 points on his final game for the Panthers. Unfortunately, it was not enough because Farmingdale shot 42% from three. Old Westbury men's team finished with an overall record of 15 wins and 11 losses. On the other side, the women's basketball team had a first-round matchup with U.S. Merchant Marines Academy, but they also fell short on the losing side of a 19-point blowout, 70-51. Davina Warren posted her 40th career double-double to finish her amazing, outstanding career. Warren averaged a career high in points, rebounds, minutes, and being named Skyline Conference Player of the Week twice. This is the second consecutive year the Lady Panthers failed to make the conference semifinals after posting an overall record of 10 wins and 16 losses. In professional sports, the Japan Baseball League announced it will play its 72 remaining preseason games in an empty stadium due to the risk of the coronavirus. The season starts on March 20th. The coronavirus continues a raised question about the Tokyo Olympics, which will begin later this year on July 24th. Finally, in the NBA, the New York Knicks currently have a 17-40 record, which is the third worst in the Eastern Conference, leaving many fans frustrated. The team had not had a winning record since the 2012-2013 season. As for the Brooklyn Nets, they pushed to make the playoffs. After the news of the Kyrie Irving season-ending injury, the Nets currently hold the 7th seed in the playoffs with an overall 26-30 record. And that is all for sports.
Thanks, Marvin. The Campus Art Gallery kicked off 2020 with a new art exhibit created by the Visual Arts Department's finest, the professors. Reporters Graziella Cucci caught up with the artists at the Emily A. Wallace Gallery on opening night.
On February 6th, the Amelia A. Wallace Art Gallery debuted a new exhibit called The Paradox of Constructed Nature, which displays the work of 9 professors here at SUNY Old Westbury. Each unique piece is focused on personal identities and representations of various cultures, giving students and the campus community a chance to study the professional work of their own professors. Director and art professor Hye Won-yi coordinated the show and explains its significance and title.
Paradox of constructed nature, it's really a term, academic term that stems out of post-structuralism, postmodernism theory, and I wanted to kind of open up the discussion, conversation by having a bit of a catchy title.
Some artists who were at the opening ceremony include Liz Atzberger, Michael Capabianco, and Hong Seong Jang, who showed the complexity and explained their interpretation of their works.
I'm showing 2 pieces dealing with these 5 senses.
One, I've devised this very repetitive mark making, where I'm trying to replace plastics of my previous works with this process of microfabrication.
What I'm aiming at is a post-contemporary, supernormal view
of this life. The only thing that's important is what somebody sees or doesn't see when they look at it, and if they find something interesting.
Students share their thoughts on the provocative show and how they interpreted it.
It makes you think about the story behind every picture.
All the different types of bears. I didn't really understand the message at first. There's a beach ball inside one of them. That's what art is for, just kind of your own interpretation and putting your own perspective into the world in very interesting ways.
The Paradox of Constructed Nature runs until Thursday, March 12th, with a closing ceremony featuring a musical performance by jazz drummer Rodney Barrage on Monday, March 9th, from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. From the Art Gallery, I'm Graciela Cuji for OWTV News.
Do you think you have love figured out? Probably not. OWTV News' own Sean McCarron talked to Old Westbury students about love this Valentine's Day.
Hi, this is Sean McCarron. I'm back on campus asking students about Valentine's Day. We're going to get in-depth, ask them many questions, and make them very uncomfortable. Explain what Valentine's Day means to you.
Valentine's Day, it's just one day to show appreciation to your partner, but I feel like Valentine's Day should be every day, period.
What's the best love song?
Mariah Carey, We Belong Together.
All right, I like her. She's good. I get it. All right, okay. What's the best love song?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know. I think sometimes country gets you.
What? Oh my God, country. No. You guys rather spend a lot of money on a date, like $500, and have a nice night out, or would you rather go on the beach, relax, do a picnic on the beach and watch the sunset? Which would you prefer?
I think we're both good with just spending time and just simple walks. We do that a lot,
Yeah.
just walking around
It's
and
not
talking.
Really, it's not really about the money at all, because a person can spend a lot on a date, and it's a really trash date. Or you can spend just a couple hours with a person just doing whatever, and it's much better.
That's perfect.
Wine and dine me.
Wine and dine. Explain that.
Period. You need to spend the bread to get with me. You feel me?
Well, good thing she has a boyfriend right now. Either of you have a Valentine's Day this year? A Valentine?
Nope.
Honestly, nah. Good for you guys. I'm proud. I don't have one either. How long you guys been dating for?
A year and a month.
So do you guys share your passwords with each other and locations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Wow, really? Okay, that's been the most questions. People are nah. So you did that. So does it help you guys in your relationship? Does it make it a better relationship? Do you feel, or do you feel like it makes it a little tougher?
I feel like we don't with our locations. We just do it for safety reasons mostly, but also just in case if anything happens. But it's not it makes it worse. It more so is just we don't even check it that often.
Oh, that's very unacceptable. Relationships is all about trust, so I feel like you shouldn't have to know where I'm at every single second. You should just believe what I tell you.
Same thing that he said. I feel like you really need to trust your partner. If not, why are you with them?
It's fair enough.
This is Sean McCarron reporting for OWTV News from Campus Center.
The sudden and tragic death of retired NBA superstar Kobe Bryant rocked the world last month. In the wake of his death, there have been many tributes. Sports anchor Marvin Argueta pays special honor to Bryant in this extended piece.
The celebration of one name, Kobe. Kobe was born in Philadelphia on August 23, 1978. As a child, he fell in love with his sport, basketball. Soon after, he would be drafted to the NBA and eventually be traded to his childhood team, the Los Angeles Lakers, where he would go on to be a Laker for life for 20 years and win 5 titles and be considered one of the greatest players ever.
Who has the ball? With half a minute to play, Bryant for the lead. Yes! Kobe Bryant gives the Lakers the lead. Oh, I tell you something. This is, he was legendary before this game. This takes it to an absolute another level.
That was on the court. Off the court, well, there was more. His precision, his dedication defined him more than just a basketball player. Kobe was a husband, a girl dad, a friend, a storyteller, and a true mentor.
Love, you continue to persevere, and you move through them. You move through them. And then through that storm, beautiful sun emerges.
Kobe created the mindset called the Mamba mentality, which focused on the process and trusted in the hard work, like the fadeaway against Dirk.
Mamba mentality is it's a way of life. It's not an attitude per se, but it's a way to live, which is just trying to get better every single day. It's not something where you live with like a bravado or anything like that. It's just the simplest form of just trying to get better at whatever it is that you're doing.
Still, there's no moving on, and it's still unreal. But one thing he could do, continue his legacy and continue his name being in everybody's mind: hard work. Not just a name, but a legend. Forever.
Kobe, 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 Kobe.
The semester has just begun, but there is lots happening on campus, so don't miss out on these events. Here are some upcoming dates to mark on your calendar. On March 3rd, the Teacher Opportunity Corps program will be hosting a special event in the Student Union featuring the author of Julian is a Mermaid. March 4th and 5th, the School of Business will have a free 2-part demo of Interview Stream. And on March 10th, the women's softball team will have a doubleheader against Brooklyn College. That's our show for today.
Make sure to follow OWTV News on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Diana Pignatelli.
And I'm Naila Allen. Have a good evening. See you in March.